Do you know that we owe Ukrainians reparations for building and defending this nation? Oh, my bad. I meant to say Black Americans. Notice how there was not one study, not one hearing needed before sending billions of dollars to Ukrainians nor any other group. Yet, when the topic of reparations for descendants of American slaves is mentioned, we get told a motley of excuses. And I know some of you want to blame the Republicans, but it is for the Democrats that Black Americans vote 85 to 95%. And the Democrats have been complicit in their neglect of Black Americans as well. Maybe it's time we elect politicians that are actually going to fight for us. Maybe it's time we do something different, something better. Join me in getting us not just better, but the best. Join me in this fight. Thank you.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly, a Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master ice. And living the true gods, giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or either one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
All right. Welcome once again. welcome to the Beatzilla PDX official show. I am your host, Beatzilla PDX officially. And this is the weekly wrap up, as we do here on the end of the week, of course. And we got some things that have transpired this week that we have to talk about. This will not be a particularly long broadcast because, again, this is more about one particular topic. But I do want to catch it from a couple different angles before we go. So, with that being said, as you are coming in, please like and share this broadcast. Please like and share this broadcast. And if you have not already subscribed to this channel, you should do so right now by hitting the subscribe button. And also hit that notification bell. Hit the word all, that way you will be notified anytime that this broadcast channel goes live or a video is uploaded. Can you dig it? So, like I said, hopefully everybody is doing well on this Friday evening. They have struck down affirmative action in one Supreme Court case here. There's also some other things that took place as well that they're obviously not happy about. There's a story that came out today also, once again, about New York. New York, people are not happy with Eric Adams because of the migrant situation. So he's becoming unpopular. Not that we did not know that's why he was put in place anyway. See, again, I was trying to tell people for a long time, you're going to start seeing the other shoe to where I put black people in place. I kept my promise. I put these people in place. And then you're going to see how good that really actually is in the long run. And one of the sure tell ways to kind of find that out, I think I'll use that one, is, how the people start reacting to their puppets. And we see the people are reacting. So with that being said, before we go any further, let's see who we have in the chat. All right, let me get on up here. Let's see who we got in here. We got our sister Key Prince in the house. Welcome, welcome. Hope you are doing well. We got our sister One Who Cares in the house. Welcome, good evening. Got our good brother Maxwell Jenkins in the house. What's going on, brother? Shalawam Judah Queen. What is going on, my sister? And we have Lawrence Lilly in the house. What is going on, Lawrence Lilly? We got our brother, dark-skinned brother in the house. What is going on? And we got the Bronx in the house by way of David Boyd. What is going on, my brother, Black First? And we have Yo-Yo 103 Queenin in the house. Welcome, sister. Yes, indeed. And we have Devin Haley in the house. Welcome, welcome, Devin Haley, Black First. And we got our good brother, Sage, in the house. What is going on, my brother? Yes, sir. Black First, Black First, Black First. And so the first thing I want to touch on is, I was wondering how this Jonathan Majors thing was going to shake out because it seemed like they was trying to do him. Now, if he was with any other company, I would have said, "Oh, they finna do this guy in." However, in this particular case, this guy works for Disney, and they've invested a lot of money in him. So I found it kind of funny that the companies that were tied to him immediately broke left and left him hanging, trying to in my opinion, I'll say, kind of trying to pass off the notion or idea of presuming guilt. And as he hasn't been prosecuted about nothing. But nonetheless, it kind of seemed like they were leaving him and jumping the gun as they did, but the mouse never left. So, as it turns out, sometimes loyalty breeds rewards. I do not want that on my screen. Let me get over here. Loyalty, sometimes can give rewarding situations. So in this case, Disney did not break out on this brother. So as it turns out, there's some footage of that brother's situation. Our sister Blueberry Muffin is in the house. Welcome, my sister. Welcome, welcome. So I don't know if I'm sure there's probably music, so I won't play the audio to this video, but I'll play you an update video clip of what's going on with the John Major situation. The tables have appeared to turn. Yep. So, number one, it says, actor Jonathan Majors has scored a win in allegations that he assaulted a woman called Grace Jabari, believed to be his girlfriend. He was arrested. Oh, wait, that was really quick. Hold on now. Okay, so after they were called to his apartment, hold on. So the Creed 3-star was arrested. Let me get that off the screen. Come on now. I don't need no pop-ups now. Was arrested on March 25th by New York Police Department after officers were called to an apartment in Manhattan, Chelsea's neighborhood. Representatives from Major have long maintained his innocence. Dang, that's going fast. Hold on now. Wait a minute. Okay. Representatives for Majors have long maintained his innocence, and his lawyer, Priya Chaudhry, told Newsweek the actor was, quote, probably, is that a typo? Probably the victim here, I'm assuming. Chaudhry said Majors met with the NYPD last week to present them with evidence of what really happened that night. Uh-oh. Within hours of viewing the evidence and conducting their own thorough investigation, the NYPD, why is that in the way? Probable cause. Okay, they found probable cause. Yeah, we'll pause that. To arrest Grace Jabari for assaulting Jonathan Majors. Now, mind you, they arrested this man right off the rip, if y'all remember that. They arrested this brother. He got a good, firm lesson on New York politics. Not to mention, this is, once again, we're talking about New York. Keysant Sewell's neck of the woods, where she just quickly ended up running off. And you still have the New York City's top cop as your mayor. Another thing that might end up being bad for business. All right, well, that was it. Okay, so let's stop sharing that. So that's what's going on with Jonathan Majors. It's looking like his situation is turning around mighty fast. So the Believe All Women line kind of dies on the vine here again. With that being said, we have a lot going on out in these streets. And we are talking about affirmative action. Affirmative action is went by the wayside. Other people that have benefited greatly from affirmative action are up in arms about it. Now, let me share this screen because I want to show you when we were telling you that there was a Pan-Africanist type of movement going on, you should have believed us because it's very evident within just your Congressional Black Caucus right here. That ain't hard to tell. There's a bunch of immigrants in this picture. And you got a few choice bootlick FBAs in the mix, but you have a ton of false representation of our lineage in this picture. The Congressional Black Caucus issues a statement regarding Supreme Court decision on affirmative action. Let me see. I'll just get down to the quote. Let's see where we at here. There we go. Since 1978, the Supreme Court has held that race-based admission policies in colleges and universities can be administered in keeping with the Title VI of the Civil Rights Act. Here's one thing about that. When you think about where they're going, look at what they're trying to do. They're going with equal protection. Now, mind you, these things were all devised and designed to better Black people. This is the Congressional Black Caucus. Now, all of these years later, we see what affirmative action is. So 40 years down the road, we're telling you, Black people ain't benefiting from this. But here now is the Congressional Black Caucus bringing up Civil Rights Act and Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. President said decades ago, about 3 plus, in the landmark Bake decision or have given students, regardless of their race or ethnicity, a better chance at equal admissions to our nation's top schools, and our country has been made better for it. By delivering a decision on affirmative action so radical as to deny young people seeking an education equal opportunity in our education system, the Supreme Court has thrown into question its own legitimacy. You have all of this money going over to Ukraine. You have flooded borders right now and just a nonstop crisis on your hands. And you aren't really remedying the situation. But nonetheless, now you're going to question the legitimacy of the land's oldest court. Interesting. This is the one thing to where all of y'all are still pushing the Constitution. Well, now the same people who have voted in Roe v. Wade, now they've, of course, done away with that. Boy, look how the democracy chasers are changing up. Absolutely crazy. Torian Rain Reloaded in the house. What is going on, my brother? Black first. Yes, indeed. I mean, I missed your live earlier tonight. I gotta check the replay. I got a chance to go over there and give it a like. I just didn't get a chance to tune in. I was running. We have Sister Rhonda Smith in the house. Good evening. You're a little late, but that's all good. You had to tend to your garden. Hey, that's all good. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Tia to you in the house. How are you doing, my good sister? All right, so let's see. Unfortunately, we have seen backlash to progress many times throughout our nation's history. During Reconstruction, we had a mere 12 years of Black achievement in policy, politics, the arts, and sciences, and education that we followed by 70 years of state-sanctioned Jim Crow. That were followed by 70 years state-sanctioned Jim Crow. We didn't stop fighting for equality. Well, see, at this point, you need to be fighting for reparations. Because how do you just talk past that and start talking about equality? First off, you just explain the reason for reparations. And then you shifted from reparations to talking about equality. And that's what makes y'all fraudulent. Let's see. We didn't stop fighting for equality then. Jesus, just kills me. And we won't stop now because too much is at stake to allow extremists to turn back the clock on progress. The Congressional Black Caucus is proud to stand alongside our colleagues of the Congressional Asian Pacific Caucus. You couldn't even get through your statement without revealing what your real issue is. Woo-wee. Because you ain't mentioning nothing about Black folks. I mean, there's literally nothing being said about Black people at all right now. But this is the statement about affirmative action, you dirtbags. You are literally using our ancestors' oppression in the way that we were being done and have been over the course of these years to all of a sudden start talking about we stand with our colleagues at the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus, the very people who actually went against us. But you didn't stop there. The Congressional Hispanic Caucus to fight for opportunity and admissions and to push back strongly against attempts to use this as a cultural wedge to pit communities of color, oh my Lord, against one another because our nation's diversity is our greatest strength. If you don't get your ass up out of here. No, sir. No, sir. Reba. No. Tanya Zion in the house. Welcome. Greetings, my sister. Hope you are doing well. Woo! So y'all see what they doing? And now, so again, I just had to work backwards because again, when you want to start knowing what the real issue is, check with the coons. What they complaining about? Everybody else. So Torian, you remember when we were in brother Alpha Space, Black Alpha Space yesterday? We were just talking about this. We were literally just talking about this. I told y'all, like, this ain't about us. And you're getting so many of us out the new black media to tell y'all, this is not about us. Now, they're going to try to push this in your face as it is, but these old Negroes right here, they couldn't hold their water trying to spill it all out for somebody else. I'm just amazed that they didn't intersect gender. I'm really surprised they did not find a way to get right around. My take is, I got to see your take, brother. Because again, we got to hold up that wall against this madness because they trying to use this as some kind of tool. But that last line is a killer, fam. I mean, is this not an argument against reparations? Let me read this last paragraph again. The Congressional Black Caucus is proud to stand alongside our colleagues of the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus and the Congressional Hispanic Caucus to fight for equality or equal opportunity in admissions and to push back strongly against attempts to use this as a cultural wedge issue to pit communities of color against one another because our nation's diversity is our greatest strength. Yeah, they not getting up on our reparations, though, players. Yeah, that's what we're not doing here. See, that's what they're trying to do. So this is a conversation of, hey, okay, so what I said yesterday in the space is to the effect of this being a contingency plan. So if you were the powers that be, and then you have to concede that this grassroots movement, because this movement of reparations has nothing to do with a corporation. You have not been able to find your voice over here. This is homegrown, absolute grassroots individuals on the ground level going up, not somebody. So what I want you to do is I want you to go steer the conversation this way. We don't have that. We just have a bunch of solid individuals that are willing to put themselves on the line and stand in the forefront and raise the trumpet and blow the trumpet for you all. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? And always, hashtag off our reparations. You already understand. You know? And again, it's funny you said that because boy, Blueberry Muffin, you must have read my mind because I'm actually segueing in to another conversation about reparations that's being had, because now, as this got struck down yesterday, there's also other issues going on that y'all might not be aware of. So another one is the Skittles community. Now you have religious rights. So if you feel internally compelled to back away from making, like, say for instance, a cake, or performing a wedding ceremony for a same-sex couple, and you have strong religious convictions against doing that, now it is legal to decline, because no one can force you to express a view that you don't believe. So there's a lot of things that's going on right now, and there's a lot of people that want to look to us to be the little engine that could and make everybody's issue theirs and ours, and hey, oh man, we're all in this together. Congressional Black Caucus. You can proudly stand with all of them people over there if you want to, but you don't represent us. You do not represent the people nor our interests, and the people who you believe will vote for you will not. So as that musical chair situation in the Congressional Black Caucus starts really taking hold and shape and forming your new reality and understanding of this new world you're about to be living in, now's the time to make some decisions. But we see what you're doing, so stick with it. And then when none of that works out, just always remember, hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Oh, and sidebar, just real quick, if this cat, this Morris dude from Twitter, if you happen to watch right now and you watching the replay or whatever, and you like, let me just see what he's talking about. Remember, when you come into certain company asking questions, you might want to have it on topic. So we're talking affirmative action. You come in, well, what actually makes a person black? You call yourself New Black Media. What does black mean? And you know where this goes. Oh, well, black ain't got no standing in the law and this and that. On my radio this morning, local radio, news radio, they're playing clips of Camilla Moore talking about lineage-based reparations a day after affirmative action that benefits the Caribbean Congressional Black Caucus, the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus, and the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, and also all of the LGBTQ community groups. All of those entities, they're all wrapped up in affirmative action and just got struck down. That ain't got nothing to do with us. Because, see, we're talking lineage, not race, but lineage. See how all of a sudden the conversation has shifted? And so people, this last line right here, boy, I'm telling you. And let's take a very strong listen to this last line. After they say they're tied in with the Hispanics, they say the fight for equal opportunity in admissions and to push back strongly against attempts to use this as a cultural wedge. Hold on right there. We're already talking about people trying to disrupt our own and erase our own history. We're over here having to debate a music form that's 40-something years old. These are the origins of hip hop. The music art form has not been in existence for 60 years, and we already have to sit up here and debate it. Debate its origins? And then you got some of these weirdos talking about gospel music and funk music has something to do with the Caribbean. Are you kidding? Y'all couldn't find 2 and 4 until you came to America. What are you talking about? And you most definitely didn't know how to groove. So, I mean, no, there's nothing that we do that comes from you. Not only that, we're freestyling artists. Where is that in your culture? Because you know how it benefited Busta Rhymes? By being a drummer. And guess where he was playing? In church. And it wasn't all that. They wasn't doing all that. So cut it out. So for the Moorish nut that like to plebiscite babble and then lie and say, oh, I didn't say anything about Moorish science. The conversation gave you away. So here's the point. When you're coming into grown men company, keep that intelligent conversation and have the wherewithal to respect where you're at, the company to whom you're talking to, the conversation that's going on that is not about your clout chase. Don't think that you read a book yesterday and now you're going to become a scholar among men. You're not. Go back to learning and maybe be quiet. I will not entertain some senseless plebiscite babbling buffoon that thinks he's smart because he's asking me about black. So if you ever think about asking Beatzilla some stupid shit like that,
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
that's all you getting out of me, player. I don't have to sit up here. There's nothing I have to prove. So if you want to be, I'm going to sit up here and battle his wits. No, you're not. Stay in your damn lane. Kick gravity beyond what is going on. Thank you, my brother, for the super sticker. Or the super chat. Thank you so much, my brother. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours. And to our to your little one there that always has a message for the masses, cut the check. So shout out to our good brother Kid Gravity Beyond. Make sure you go check that brother out as well. You understand? And just like our sister right here, Tia T, you said, make sure you like, share, and subscribe this channel, video, all of it. And also, those are the links if you would like to support. So, yes, indeed. So, like I was saying, segueing into reparations, because, again, we're talking lineage-based. So for all of you Morris dunces out there, let me tell you something. That whole conversation is old because we're talking lineage. What the hell does, what does black mean? It don't matter. Because we're not getting race or color-based reparations. We're getting lineage-based reparations. So it literally nullifies and puts in the dirt the whole black doesn't have any standing in law and the black and blah, blah, blah. Man, if you don't get your sideways, what we need to do as up out of here. You hear what these old Negroes over here talking about, and you over here worried about conversation. What's black? What makes one black? I don't know. Ask your mama, Negro. Ain't that what she put on your birth certificate? So get your hoe ass out of here. I can't stand dudes like that. I'm saying something smart. You're not. Stop wasting real men's time. Go play with the children or in the street. Makes me know, never mind. Because, see, we understand we have old Negroes like these ones in the Congressional Black Caucus, and then they seem to worm their ways in to all of these spaces that are supposed to be doing things that benefit us. And this is a proponent, and you're seeing people fly off the handle now because lineage is the conversation. Do you know that nullifies all of that more shit? You industrialize us, it don't mean nothing. Good going with that hustle. Don't be mad at us, though, because this is the point. It's about the people in the first place. So you're supposed to be looking out for one another. And the best way to do that is strongly advocating for reparations. If you see another way where we're talking about what we identify as, is that important? Because you know what your lineage is? See how we don't even have where Tariq Nasheed stole FBI from Yvette and Tone after they stole it from North Shelton. I mean, good Lord. That's not even relevant anymore. Because here's the point. Regardless of what you call yourself, does your lineage go back to these people or not? So we made it very simple and plain for the world to see. It ain't about your word soup and salad. It's about us, foundational Black Americans. You can call yourself a descendant. You can call yourself ADOS. I don't give a damn. Do you know the blood that runs through your veins and the lineage that that's tied to and what it's due? That's all that matters. All the other is BS. So please don't bring that type of weak kind of conversation to me. That is way too simple and low vibrational minded for me to even try to entertain. Get you some understanding, young man. Anyway, listen to an old nigga, because if you don't get you no understanding right now, you're going to end up talking like fools like this.
Symbolic statement here of a Sankofa bird. The symbolism representing a bird with an egg in its mouth, looking backwards in order to go forward and have pregnant possibilities for one's future. Quickly, number one, I want to go back as we debate the altness and the rightness of our demanding redress and repair. Many, because they don't read, haven't discovered that the first governor of this state of California was one Peter Hartman I want to see if you knew it. Burnett.
This Sankofa bird and it's Pan-Africanism, and you just got to get on board with the Pan-Africanism, because if you avoid the spirit of Pan-Africanism, then you don't love your ancestors. Lord. Like Dr. Short called it, Anus Brown. Good grief. This old Negro here. Hey, you don't understand what we did. It's like, okay, y'all just in rare form right now, boy. White folks is losing stuff, and I mean, and a white man, the Democrats is gonna be upset at us. And Amos Brown.
You shade tree nigger.
Oh, golly, family, and always remember.
Got to watch these old niggas.
As well as Fez wearing broke Hogans. Don't forget them too. This the Sankofa bird and Pan-Africanism and the red and the black and the green and come on, dude. Oh, jeez. So, nonetheless, we are expecting to see quite a bit. And already, you know, there's some things that you should expect. So thank you. Shout out. I believe that's Roe City. Shout out to Brother Roe for tagging us in this video. Because I believe we probably all will be touching on this next clip here. So let me take my turn, shall we? So as y'all know, you know, there are so many of the vote blue, no matter who's out here that just think that all of us are so wrong and we're interrupting everything that they got going and we're disruptive to the agenda of the people they love, I guess. But nonetheless, we are making the noise that is disruptive to them. And see, just like I said with that Congressional Black Caucus piece, why are you going to strongly, like Device, first off, there's no minority coalition. So what you're hearing them say is, we're going to try to shoehorn and force in this notion that already has been proven to be false. And we're still going to push it on our people while we're over here talking about lineage based. What they're now trying to advocate is not leaving these other groups behind. Negroes, hell no. They can hold their own nuts. That is not our damn job. And to even try to shame black people with this notion because all of these other groups are getting left hanging, if you don't miss me, none of these people bring us up when they get in theirs. So this is what we not fitting to do. Yeah, we're not doing that. Yeah, we not doing that. That's what we not gonna do. So let's hear what this group have to say.
Anybody who's watching me right now and anybody who's listening to me right now, if you chose to vote for Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton, you can kiss my black ass.
Okay, well, let's start there. Hillary Clinton. Anybody remember the DNC emails about Black Lives Matter? And if you meet with Black Lives Matter and the other black leaders and the grassroots groups, don't promise them anything. So now you're going to say to the people to whom they're talking to like that, Y'all can kiss my black ass. Look at his face. Let me give you a better picture of that. Let me just make that a little bigger for you. Oh, Lord. The sass. It's the sass for me. Ooh-wee, sassy man, sassy. Yes. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but come on, fella, I ain't.
Because all of those folks who got caught up in Bernie didn't get the nomination, ain't vote for Hillary. Guess what?
Wait, what? What one got to do with the other? How is he making that pivot? And you know who said that? Phantom Beat. He might be on to something in this particular case. But I'm gonna tell you something. Blueberry Muffin, he's putting on sass to so the Skittles crew can kiss his ass. You on to something? You on to something right there? You were on to something. See, okay, check it out, Blueberry Muffin. He already sees that the powers that be can't really use him. But this now presents a whole brand new opportunity of revenue. You own to something. You own to something. Yeah. Yeah, see, this whole debacle opens up a brand new door. Endless bounds of Skittles cash. Oh boy, this dude is finna be showing up at, I mean, too late. You just missed this is the last day of June, fella. But I guess, you know, he gonna be putting it on here pretty soon. He gonna be at all the trans events and some more. It's gonna be Umar Johnson and Roland Martin on site. You're gonna be like, I never would have thought I'd see them two together. Yeah. Them Skittles boys be coming over. I mean, think about what would it look like if they actually was able to afford to pay Umar? Because you know, what would Umar do if they came at him with a big fat check and said, "We got you, but you just gonna have to tone this message down a little bit and help out a few friends of ours out there so they can just kind of get a leg up in this industry because we need our certain messages out." Yeah. There's a lot of troublemakers out there that they don't want to play ball. You know, they don't want to be part of the team. You know, they're out there doing grassroots things. And, you know, see, we're offering you a chance to do something different. And I mean, you know, yeah, you know, you might feel some kind of way and like you're not really authentic, but hey, look at it this way. You're making a lot more money and you can afford opportunities for your family. Think about your family. Don't you want to have nice things for your wife and your children? You want to leave a legacy? And see, they'll go in and start giving you the whole spiel. Oh, there's a lot of money to be had over there. So don't get it twisted if you start seeing cats changing their tune and start making certain pivots.
That's how we got today's decision.
How about that?
Hillary beats, and let me be perfectly clear, Hillary wasn't no perfect candidate, ain't no perfect candidate.
Yeah, we know. That we do know. But for that weak ass statement alone, Roland, just where you going, you deserve one of these, bro.
Sambo.
But I know she damn well was better and smarter than Trump. I know damn well she would have never appointed a Neil Gorsuch, a Brett Kavanaugh, a Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. And so, again, all y'all folk who commenting today on this decision, And if you kept your sorry ass at home, and if you didn't register, and if you did vote, and you voted for Trump over Hillary, kiss my ass. You You sound like the dude, Latino dude, who used to clean. He used to do some yard stuff or whatever. I can't remember what he did. It clipped some inside. I don't know. My wife hired him. I don't know. And so, he was a big ass Trumper. Oh man, he loved him some Donald Trump. Until Donald Trump started deporting that ass. And when Donald Trump started going off on them damn immigrants and building the wall, it's amazing how his tone changed.
So exactly what are you advocating for there, Roland? See, we got to understand what this is. I'm telling you, they put out, we strongly stand with the Hispanic caucus. Boy, Roland Mars's mind, the wheels start spinning like, ooh. Well, I know if I start talking good for the immigrants, then I mean, shoot. I mean, we had this dude over here, and then when they started deporting that ass, you ain't gonna be able to sass them immigrants like that, dude. You ain't gonna be able to sass them Latinos like that. That shit don't work on them. What are you kidding? Yeah, he was working for you, but trust me, you come out west, you'll get the real true understanding of how they view this existence here in America. So they're tolerating you right now out there because you're out in Chocolate City. So yeah, you're gonna have way more, I guess, people minding their P's and Q's out there. But see, they're envisioning trying to get out there looking like out here. What you think all this is about? They hopped on their phone just like this. So now this is what this dude is advocating for? What's wrong with this?
On his Facebook page. And guess what? That's why we use hashtag we tried to tell you. So again, if you one of those folks who complaining after the fact, just like all them white women were whining outside the Supreme Court in the Dobbs decision, shut your ass up, because today is what happens when you do not vote. That's real. Lauren, go ahead.
No, white women voted their interests, Roland. That's what you're not understanding. See, that's what you can't accept, Roland. White women voted their interests. But we keep trying to tell black folks, well, if you don't do that, then you stupid as hell, you dumb as hell, you dumb as hell. Lord. Whew. And, people be hating on us. They really be hating on us and think that we should just be taking all kind of manners of abuse. Well, you didn't vote. First off, this affirmative action ain't got nothing to do with us because we're still winning. We're talking about lineage-based policies. So none of that other crap got nothing to do with us. We don't have to be up here crying and worrying and whatnot. Besides, we have way too many of these fake Pan-Africanism minded fools out here. And so they're still under some delusion that they got some kind of camaraderie with other people out there. In the meantime, this is what they
face do. Cleanser. This is my face cleanser. The Osha Proper face cleanser. This is what I use. Everybody know this is what I use. Because I'm fair, I don't scrub my face, but I use more of cleanser. So cleanser helps you to exfoliate or take out all the dirt on your face before you go bathe. So make sure anything you're buying from Shine Skincare and Spa, make sure you add the cleanser to it. Make sure you add the cleanser to it. Thank you guys. I love you.
And all of this, us not knowing our culture over here, Yeah, I'm not advocating for somebody to come over here like that. What does that tell you about the psyche of the individuals they're trying to bring here? And you want us to deal with that? You out your mind. You are out of your damn mind. Hell to the no. You stay where the hell you at with that mindless nonsense. What the hell? Not that you really need to ask, but
where's your family from?
I mean, we hear the accents. All right, cleanser. Yeah, don't come over here with that madness and all of a sudden talk about how black you are. No, ma'am. You are transparent. I mean, wow. She looked like this.
Every time I have always played the fool.
Woo! And people like that really don't want us to have reparations because, see, this is how they think. I'm telling you, family, these type of people, and listen to the Congressional Black Caucus when they tell you they're going to fight strongly against being divided from mommy and daddy. Because without mommy and daddy, oh Lord, all is lost. Oh, there would be
no medicine. There'd be no mayonnaise. No medicine. There'd be no mayonnaise. No medicine. There'd be no mayonnaise. No medicine. There'd be no mayonnaise.
Oh, there be no medicine. And they got the medicine, and they got the mayonnaise for you. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, boy. That woman right there. Oh, mommy and daddy. Oh, mommy and daddy. I almost look like you. Oh, my skin is this color. Oh, because I use cleanser. I put the bleach and I put it in the pine sol and then I shake it all up and then I put it on my face. Oh, I look like you, mommy and daddy. Oh, don't you see? You can accept me now. And we got stuff like that going on, but you got folks out here trying to make Clarence Thomas the face of, oh man, he ought to be ashamed of himself. What? Clarence Thomas always been a coon. It's like saying Jesse Lee Peterson should be ashamed of himself. What? You already know what he is. Don't tell me nothing about him. Tell me about why that sister stopped them black folks' money from Lockheed and Martin. Can't do that. I ain't got no conversation about no Clarence Thomas. We knew he was a coon 20 years ago. Hell, you talking about? Shit, more than 20 years ago. That's like 30 something years with the whole Anita Hill. I remember that crap was on TV every night. That was killing like your regular programming because they had that going prime time. Like who does that prime time? For those of y'all who are old enough to remember that madness, boy, oh boy, we watched him try to eat. I mean, he's a coon. But nonetheless, I mean, he's a former Black Panther coon at that. Like, that's what's so crazy about Clarence Thomas. It's a shame, but it is what it is. So here's another thing, though, about sassy-ass Roland. Roland Martin making all of that because, see, here's what they have to do. They keep trying to make these weird references to 2016, like it has something to do with the condition that we are in 2023 when we're in an upcoming election with the sitting president that ain't doing shit. Everything. So they got to run this smoke screen. Oh, yeah, because his student loan debt plan, that just got tossed out. So all of these things just happened, and all of these groups that all were planning to benefit the most from his little policies just got the biggest wake-up call they ever needed. And on the same day, I'm hearing in my city, in little old Portland, Oregon, they over here talking about lineage-based reparations. I told y'all yesterday, I think this is the part of the contingency plan, because we ain't going nowhere. You're going to have to give up them reparations. So your only option is to count. You got to cut them other losses. And you got to cut that faucet off but what you really going to have to do is something about that Ukraine situation. You're going to have to figure out a way to get up out of that. Because we still going to need our paper. Damn you. F you, pay us our money. F you, pay me. Period. Lineage-based, not race-based. See how we changed that? That's why Ketanji Brown Jackson, remember when I told y'all, when I played you the video of her trying to argue for race-based policies. Y'all remember that? And people are like, oh, yeah, she's solid. She over here trying to fight for black folks. No, the hell she wasn't. This is what she was doing that for. So I hope y'all see that again, but not to mention, this is who Roland wants you to vote for.
Every American, whether they voted for me or not.
Well, and the ones that didn't vote for your bills but run on them.
That's right.
Mr. President, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate
it's great to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Don't go anywhere. It's a very exciting day around here. We'll have reaction and analysis to everything we just heard from the president.
Hey, fella, you know they usually say cut. Oh, Lord. Barbara Lee. Let me show you what this woman. See, because, let me show you this. These Democrats are finished. And it ain't like I'm just some pro-Republican. I am not. I'm pro-black. And I'm pro our cause. Can you dig it? So check out old Barbara Lee over here. She's a little upset. Deeming race irrelevant in law does not make it so in life. This is why we needed the perspective of a black woman on the court, and why we need the perspectives of students of color in classrooms. See, there you go, Barbara Lee. That's why y'all are losing. Progressive Democrat, pro-choice caucus, co-chair. What do we call it? Genocidal maniac. Genocidal maniacs in expensive business attire. But this is what they are. So you could say black woman, but then it comes to students of color. Lordy. With let them eat cake obliviousness, today the majority pulls the ripcord and announces color blindness for all by legal fiat. By deeming race irrelevant in law does not make it so in life. And having so detached itself from this country's actual past and present experiences, wait a minute, there's no people of color in the past. There's only us black folks. Only us. So in this conversation, why? Well, we know why, but so don't intermingle our past into other people's experiences, because they're not the same. And that just makes you a piece of crap liar to do that. Let's see. The court has now been lured into interfering with the crucial work that UNC and other institutions of higher learning are doing to solve America's real world problems. No, you're not. Because here's the thing, you can't solve America's real world problems without solving American citizens' problem. So that's a lot. Let's go on. No one benefits from ignorance. Of course not. Although formal race-linked legal barriers are gone, race still matters to the lived experiences of all Americans in innumerable ways. How? Because to say all Americans also means the power structure of supremacy, right? So white supremacists are somehow also having lived experiences, yeah, from carrying out hate crimes, shooting up schools, yeah, going to grocery stores and writing derogatory things on your weapon about black people, and then immediately going and shooting elderly black people in a grocery store. Or better yet, take your gun to a church for a prayer meeting. Not on Sunday morning, but no, when all the elder faithful church folks are really there. Let's go there. Yeah, I don't see how they face the same lived experiences as us. So, because what by this logic saying Daniel Penny and Jordan Neely have the same experiences. The sister down in Florida and her racist anti-black neighbor that shot her through the door and took her life. Yeah, I could totally see how we have the same lived experiences. Lord. Whew. Boy, oh boy, the way these people lie. And today's ruling makes things worse, not better. The best that can be said of the majority's perspective is that it proceeds ostrich-like, oh, stop it, from the hope that preventing consideration of race will end racism. I don't think they said that at all. That whole colorblindness, it's like that's all a matter of perspective. So, I mean, this is not a real talking point. But if that is its motivation, the majority proceeds in vain. If the colleagues of this country are required to ignore a thing that matters, it will not just go away. It will take longer for racism to leave us, and ultimately ignoring race just makes it matter more. So now, are you seeing what they're doing? They are trying to take you to a race-based identification. Now, when we're talking about our issues, we're being divisive. Right? We've been called divisive for the last year and a half to 2 years. How does the apples sit with you now? You got the grassroots over here saying we don't give a damn about no affirmative action. It ain't got nothing to do with us. For all the people that are coming out screaming and crying about what they're losing, we all can look at y'all like, oh, okay. Now we see who all the paid agents are. Thanks. Thank you for letting us know who you are. Because now you're not hard to clearly see who you are. We can identify, point you out, and make sure that we avoid you and your agenda at all costs. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's happening here. There's that video. I just clicked it. Why didn't it load? Okay. So here's some more More complaining. But this, you're going to start to hear more of who really has the problem out of all of this stuff that's going on, because they always like to make it seem like it's us and we're affected. No, let's listen.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
So, I mean, woke is sort of the idea that
No, that is my bad, family, my bad. I did not mean that's not what I was looking for. But that's so funny to go back to the woke thing. That was just a conversation a minute ago. Woke. You noticed that guns was a conversation too. Here's another situation that's going here on right here in my city. They were going to try to make, well, first off, let me back up. Y'all remember when they were doing the big to-do about crime and Portland's full of crime and all the crime in Portland, because they were trying to attribute crime to social justice. And of course, having paid agents, provocateurs helps. But they were always trying to push the criminal line. You're not doing enough about crime. Okay. At the same time, making drug use at the drugs of choice of certain particular demographics, making those more accessibly legal. So a lot of Negroes who I hear say, Oregon made drugs legal. And I'm assuming your mother or father smoked crack while pregnant with you. Because if you don't understand how things work, like Oregon's gonna do this, you thought that law was to target white people? Something wrong with y'all? No, that's one of those laws that makes things easier to target black folks while ignoring what the real issue is. But here's the truth of the matter. When the real issue actually popped up, you know, when real issues pop up, then that's when the truth gets revealed. Queen Nile said, we know about Jim Crow Joe. Oh, not to mention, I'm glad you mentioned it. There's another thing. Where is that? Bear with me 1 second. Real quick. There was... What's that? Hold on. Yeah, hold on. I'm glad you just said something. Real quick, and I'm not going into this story, but I do want you to see this headline. Gotta see this headline. Look like Bethany ain't woke. No, she ain't woke because she don't know what to say what woke is. They never do. Hunter Biden prosecutor made crystal clear he was blocked from charging first son. We don't have no perfect candidates. You understand why he's throwing that out there right now? But he ain't no perfect candidate. And I mean, Hillary wasn't. The dude we got right now definitely ain't. So let's not skip over that there, Roland. And that's what they do. That's what they do. Let's see. Where's this other? Here's the other one I wanted to show y'all. Let me get back on the screen. Hakeem Jeffries, isn't he the House Speaker right now? Right-wing ideologies or ideologues on the Supreme Court gutted reproductive freedom last year. The very same extremists just obliterated consideration of racial diversity in college administrations. They clearly want to turn back the clock. We will never let that happen. You can hold your own damn nuts, brother. Don't bring us off within that democratic madness. See, this is what they're doing. They're trying to throw, this is the kitchen sink technique. They are throwing everything at black folks. Man, maybe this will matter to y'all. Maybe this will matter. Man, we losing. Oh, man, man, they going to turn back the clock. They're going to put us in chains. See, I don't know what y'all talking about. This is just the first step of us being back on the plantation. I'm just saying. I mean, y'all stupid as hell. Y'all think that they ain't trying to just stop right here. Oh, man, what they going to do all the way? Shoot, I tell you what. We better vote blue no matter who. Because if we don't, we're in trouble. Y'all better get away from these old Negroes. That's all I can tell you. Anybody talking like that, man, what you talking about, man? See, it's too many of y'all. Act like y'all know what y'all talking about. Y'all don't understand politics. We literally follow this every day. So, but nonetheless, when we don't agree with them, you guys don't know, you're stuck on stupid. Well, here is the message of the day. Affirmative lineage-based action. We are no longer concerning ourselves with the situation, the conversation of affirmative action based on race, because we do not need to even worry about participating in race. Truth be told, because we should benefit from a conversation about being race-based, but we don't. However, when it's lineage-based, we are the only benefactors. See how that game changes? And maybe why everybody is upset? Because we do have people upset right now, don't we? No, not that one. I'm gonna. No. Why is it so? Oh, well, we'll rock with that one. Okay. Anyway. Second. All right. So you see what's on your screen. Here is the truth. White women benefit the most from affirmative action. So why do they oppose it? People often associate affirmative action with efforts to end discrimination for people of color. But scholars say the greatest beneficiaries of affirmative action policies are white women, from college campuses to the American workplace. White women today are more educated and make a bigger slice of the workforce as a result of decades of affirmative action policies. Scholars say white women have also made inroads to corporate leadership that people of color and women of color have not. So what you are seeing is the truth of the matter, that what it was intended to do, and how a lot of these idiot and let me tell you something. When you see these trolling suspected white supremacists, just know they trolling, because they understand white women benefit from affirmative action. They're not stupid. I mean, half of those deadbeat daddies' children are raised on the system, and they getting all the welfare and all the goodies from the state. So don't let them fool you on this madness, because half of their babies' mamas, because mind you, white men are your leading deadbeat dads in this nation, if you didn't know, and have been for a very long time, since slavery, matter of fact. But that's a whole nother story. The Supreme Court on Thursday struck down affirmative action admissions policies used by Harvard College and the University of North Carolina to build diversity on their campuses. Legal observers say that the decision will have huge consequences for higher education and could have significant ripple effects for corporate diversity programs. Well, we don't seem to benefit that much from those now, do we? What is affirmative action? Good question. Affirmative action refers to efforts to curb discrimination in education, employment, and government contracting. Well, we haven't seen that happen yet. Affirmative action was first used in 1935 in the Wagner Act, a federal law that gave workers the right to start and join unions. John F. Kennedy was the first president to use the term to mean advancing racial equality. The term was originally meant to convey that the government should act affirmatively to end race and gender discrimination. Let me just be clear about affirmative action and how that gender thing got in. That I played that clip a few times of the white woman that intersected the gender conversation into that. And you know why? Because that would have meant black women would have gotten rights. Because see, when it affected the laws for black people were not gender related. That's why they keep trying to reinsert this gender idea in our community, because we've always been broad stroke black or Negro or colored or whatever, but we were always known as one group, male and female. So when black people got laws passed, that was for men and women simultaneously. You understand what I'm saying? So then white women was like, oh no, we not finna sit up here and be left out. We need to have all the advancements over these black women. And you still got black women out here talking about they feminists today. Foolish as all hell. Let's see. But critics have equated affirmative action with racial quotas and preferences that they say give unfair advantages to people of color and discriminate against white people. How affirmative action, or how have white women benefited from affirmative action? Discussions about affirmative action tend to focus on race, but statistics show that it has also been an equalizer for white women in education and in the workplace. A Labor Department report in 1995 found that since the 1960s, affirmative action had helped 5 million members of minority groups and 6 million women move up in the workplace. Now, mind you, let me show you what they mean when they say women. I just need you to understand what women means in this context. This is what women mean in this context. You understand me? So just be mindful of that. When they say women, that's what they mean. All right. So let's see. When we talk about institutions like higher education, we see that. We see that women in general are on par with men, but we have a severe underrepresentation of black, indigenous. Damn it! Affirmative action did not include any of these other groups. It was literally specifically for foundational black Americans. But here now, we're tying in groups that would have never had anything to do with affirmative action. But that's also my point. See, as we're doing lineage, it eliminates this minority and people of color, and it's all going out the window. Y'all understand that? You can't do that to us anymore. We're talking lineage-based repair now. So affirmative lineage-based action is what we're looking at. Let's see. So yeah, underrepresentation of Black, Indigenous, and Latinx folks in colleges and universities, and even a greater disparity for women of color. Well, when you just said Black, doesn't that, when you said Black, Indigenous, and Latin folks, are that not including the women? So what women of color now don't enter into those three categories? Oh, I know. Asians and Islanders and Pacific Islanders. That's who. Afghani refugees, Ukrainian refugees, who still clearly going to identify as white. But you're going to sit up here and say, well, they're women of color. Well, they're women, so they should come here and benefit too. This ain't about us. You see, so they keep going at the woman thing. Yeah, that's a gender. So you already seen gender mentioned a few times. Yeah, don't miss that. Texas A&M psychologist lawyer. Okay, she talked about blah, blah. You can make the same analysis when we look at employment. Those are the kinds of things that indicate that on a structural level that white women have benefited. What does affirmative action data show? In the past six decades, women have leapfrogged men in earning 4-year degrees, while Black and Latino students are still unrepresented in college admissions and graduation rates, especially in 4-year colleges. Well, then what this says is affirmative action does not benefit at all the group that it was intended and designed to benefit. So not only is affirmative action a detriment to the future of Black folks here, but it is literally a hampering on our progress, because we have all of these other individuals, and this is where the proof is in the pudding. They need to ride our backs. This is why they're crying. Is white women don't give a damn about none of these other groups. So you're not going to get them coming to cry for you, because they still going to be good, because their men are going to make sure they're straight, because that's how that has to work, because they're on code. And you're an outsider, and you don't have any foundation in this land like we do, because we can't be deported. We can't be removed. And well, once you go back to Africa, no. That would be going to Africa for us. Let's be clear. A similar trend has been seen in the workplace, according to USA Today, analysis of named executives at the nation's 100 largest companies. From 2020 to 2022, white women expanded their share of senior leadership jobs at twice the rate of women of color, though women remained outnumbered 4-1 despite marginal gains among men of color. So that what that's telling you is that the women and the men still are in tandem, working together, making one side work for the other, and vice versa, while keeping our Black asses out. So affirmative action. Let me tell you how stupid asses something. Let me tell you, you kiss my Black ass. Shut up, Roland. What white men still hold about 2/3 of the top jobs, even though they account for just 1/3 of U.S. workers. Why do white women oppose affirmative action? If white women benefit from affirmative action, why do they oppose it? Half of Americans do not approve of colleges and universities considering race. See the little tricky lie there? White women don't oppose affirmative action. They oppose colleges and universities considering race. Let's be clear. No. They're not upset about benefiting the most from affirmative action while opposing it. No, there's a part of it that they oppose, and this is it. In admissions, according to a recent Pew Research Center report, a majority of white adults disapprove of it too. about 70% of non-Hispanic white women somewhat or strongly oppose affirmative action, according to a 2014 cooperative congressional election study. And I remember that when that came out, and I started back then asking the question about, well, then shouldn't you agree that white women should be removed from the minority classification? I've been asking this for years. White women have also challenged affirmative action policies. In 2016, the Supreme Court ruled against Abigail Fisher, you all remember her, a white student who said the University of Texas denied her admission because of her race. Yeah, doubt that, but nonetheless, Moore says the opposition is the result of a long-running anti-affirmative action campaigns from conservative groups that attack race-based affirmative action, but not gender-based affirmative action. Well, yeah, because a lot of that Skittles community is absolutely anti-black. Full-fledged, full-heartedly on team white supremacy. So, yeah, it's kind of how that works. See, again, I will repeat, they're on code. None of that same pressure is operating on the basis of gender, she said. Of course not. Again, I will say, because they're on code. The results, significant strides for white women, but not for women of color. Women of color was never meant to be in that. There's no women of color actually in that affirmative action plan that you're mentioning, by the way. But anyway, because of the way we seen women of color as their race before their gender, well, what color of what color is race, or what race is color? You're gonna have to put a label on it at some point, don't you? Because Mexican women, notice that they non-white or non-Hispanic white women. Well, what about the Hispanic white women? Why'd you leave them out? See, this is again, they're trying to slant. Let's see, race for their gender. Women of color haven't benefited from it, right? Because of the way we see women of color as their race before their gender, women of color haven't benefited from it. Well, that's because you should probably learn to stop trying to identify as your gender. The biggest lesson in that is gender politics in your community won't work any more than it will work in theirs. And just look at what you're describing. They don't have a gender war. Boy, these people will literally put this shit in print. You wrote this. Did you not know what you were writing? You understand what you're saying? You're telling the world that, yeah, well, regardless of all of this feminist mumbo jumbo, they're all on the same team. But here, let's still keep talking about gender this and gender that over here. The hell is wrong with y'all? So you want a recipe how to lose? Keep trying to push gender in the wedge of your empowerment. Because they don't. They don't and they won't. They just get you to do it. Then you start walking around like a dummy. Well, man, just makes sense to me. So listen, all of these things that just have taken place, they're also trying to throw Clarence Thomas under the bus, which is hilarious. You don't miss me. Clarence, you know what he was. Hey, you are disgrace to your race. What? Was there any kind of inkling that you expected something different out of that dude? Don't tell me about no Clarence Thomas. He's no person to go at. F you, Clarence Thomas. I don't give a damn. Y'all was doing the same thing last year when y'all lost y'all right to the baby mass baby deleting. Take your cell phone up to the altar of Moloch at the Planned Parenthood office. Go ahead and get yourself comfortable on the altar and get prepared to go ahead and give up that good blood sacrifice at Planned Parenthood on Moloch's altar, while you tell yourself that I'm doing the right thing. And then some of y'all will be the same ones out here talking about stop the violence. Hold on, killer. Reevaluate your position. I'm just saying. But nonetheless, here's a quick snippet of Clarence Thomas, former black militant, reformed black militant, now proud conservative coup.
One of the things I say in response to the media is when they talk about, or especially early on, about the way I did my job, I said, I will absolutely leave the court when I do my job as poorly as you do yours.
Oh, Lord. So again, the Democrats are clearly in trouble. There is nothing really much to say when your bootlicks are out here bootlicking it up. So, for you Biden sexuals, we got that dance for you, family. Roland Martin and all the rest of you that are doing the whole, oh man, this is the worst. We got to do it. No, we seen it coming. And for those of us over here, we know this is a contingency plan of the powers that be to eliminate some fallout from these other groups. They're cutting off the faucets, and the writing is on the wall. The Skittles community will be the next group that you see making the biggest noise because lineage-based conversation is taking the order of the day. And obviously, word done came down to old Mr. Sankofa, old Amos, old Uncle Amos Brown. And so he coming out here, oh, well, here's my Sankofa, and here's the this is what this means. And all of a sudden, you trying to give a pro-black, this is what we got to do. And the repair, we ain't obligated to fight for no one else's repair. This is about our lineage, goofball, and stop trying to make us give it away. So all we see when we see you, dude,
Shuffling and scratching and bootlicking and buck dancing.
let me play this for y'all, for those of y'all who are just now tuning in and missed Amos Brown's rant at the them presenting before the state.
Symbolic statement here of the Sankofa bird.
Pan-Africanism.
The symbolism representing
Pan-Africanism.
a bird with an egg in its mouth.
Africa.
Looking backwards
Not
in
us.
order to go forward and have pregnant possibilities for one's future. Quickly, number one, I want to go back as we debate the altness and the rightness of our demanding redress and repair. Many, because they don't read, have discovered
they ain't
that the first governor of this state of California,
that's right,
was one Peter Hartman I want to see if you knew it. Burnett.
Sambo, Sambo, Sambo.
Absolutely shameful. Absolutely shameful, family. So, with that being said, affirmative action being taken down as it is a good thing for us. We don't lose. What we gain is the conversation focused solely on lineage. And so here's the point. Because another thing that they mentioned on the radio this morning, when you start getting white people talking about our reparations and talking about, oh, well, it makes more sense. We don't have to pay all these other Negroes that came here. Oh, we ain't got to pay all the Afro-Latinos. So just the Negroes that are tied to slavery? Okay, that makes a little more sense. So I'm starting even hearing it, like when I'm hearing it presented in my neck of the woods in this tone, oh, there's some things that are changing around because they, trust me, at radio stations like this, what they present is absolutely controlled. So the fact that I'm hearing those stories here, family, that's why you seeing all of that, and they're going to try to come at us heavy. So get prepared, folks. Get prepared because it's coming. Because right now they see the that faucet getting turned on. They coming to shut off the water. Got the waterman outside. Got that tool. You over there picking up the little thing. He got that big wrench out. Got to go hit that bolt. Cut that, and that water is off. Shit, you people crazy. But this is how they'll do you. Better know it. Sidonian Snow in the house. I see you. Queen Obsidian Code. I see you in the house. Ricky 12 in the house. What's going on? Iron Mall Gordon. I see you. All right. I've seen some other folks in here too. Where'd that go? All right. Shout out Fed and Beat in the house as well. Disagreement. What'd you say? So you're mad that black people will be judged by the content of their character instead of their color? Maybe someone is. I mean, black people aren't judged based on anything else. Black people aren't treated based on color anyway. That's a misnomer. That's a great misnomer. I mean, now, of course, the race thing does, and the color has a part to play in it as far as identification, bloodline, and all of that. But understand, it's always about bloodline first. It is not about race. Bloodline first. Always that they get you. See, okay, again, think of it like this. Why do you think that they don't want you focusing in on your bloodline? Because then you start getting back to a lineage-based conversation, which then at that point starts making things very crystal clear. So, yeah, I don't get involved in certain kind of conversations. These people, here's the biggest thing. Do white supremacists want to be judged on the basis, the content of their character? Is that something that this country is willing to do? Because something here that we do at the Beatzilla PDX official show is we hand out societal indictments. So, like, the murder, death, kill type of attitudes that come out of some of these enclaves, we got some of that. So, I have no, there's nothing about color in that. We're talking about lineage based. So yeah, I would definitely wonder about where that one would be coming from. TNBN, welcome. Chris MC, welcome. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I don't know, man. If some people can't see past that color conversation, yeah. I mean, because prime example. Let me pull that back up. All right, now since you actually brought that up, let me find something here. Bear with me real quick. Let's see. Oh, and Judah Queen, what you sent, what you tagged me earlier today, that is from who's that? Park Rose. So if y'all were familiar with a few years ago, something that happened out here was a Mexican kid ran into a high school out here with a shotgun, and one of my classmates, little cousins, was actually working there, and so he was on staff there. So he actually talked the boy down and got the shotgun away from him, and they went ahead and I'm not sure what happened to the youngster. I think they gave him some kind of mental evaluation, but outside of that, I'm not certain what happened. Where is that doggone video? Bear with me 1 second. Come on, I know I got it. Wait a minute. Damn. Okay, man. Let me do something else here. Let me do this. Okay. There we go. Let's see. Just 1 second. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Because see, we want to get on the understanding of when we deal with character. We got to understand character. You get that. And sometimes you have characters. And yeah. Let's see. Where is that? Put this in here real quick. Because the content of character, I'm glad that you brought that content of character point up. Let's look at the content of character.
200 years ago, when the blacks were slaves, did they ever go to Washington, D.C. and have a rally 200 years ago to protest against slavery?
No, because they were slaves. You just identified the reason why they wouldn't have.
Did they? No.
Why would a pastor be talking in such bad faith?
What did they do? Well, a lot of good people in the plantations.
Slave masters and owners, rapists, maimers, whippers, canine-tail swingers. What are we talking about here, Amber? Those good people on the plantation. See, this is what we're talking about with content of character. So we know that there is no good character or good people running a slave plantation, right? Those aren't good people. They're very bad people, right? But he just said they were good people. The content of character thing. See, here's the content of the character of the devil. And this is what the devil sounds like.
Would say, hey, it's wintertime. Let us help build a church for you, dear folks. And they loved him and taught him how to read so they can read the Bible. And here's what the...
No, they did not. So here's another lie that he's telling them. They taught slaves how to read. We all grew up knowing slaves were forbid to read. So how the hell is he now saying, well, that's what they did if you don't cut it out? And this is a preacher, a pastor, a so-called man of the cloth. You know what to be this grossly dishonest, it's not like he doesn't know he's lying. He knows he's lying.
Blacks did about 150 years ago. They humbled themselves.
Oh, look at dark skinned brother's comment, and let's hear some more.
They prayed, they sought God's face, and they turned from their wicked ways. And
they sought God's faith and turned from their wicked ways. Blueberry Muffin says slave owners had no character. State barred slaves from reading. Facts. This moist church bubble-sized pastor from the Church of Satan, damn liar, trying to change history. Facts. Blueberry Muffin. Facts. We built our own churches. And what some people don't know is the Israelite thing is as old as the AMEs. So what you might not know about this history's the country, but some people study these things. I want to know how these things started because Alan, he was aware of certain things. Why do you think you have old interviews of Malcolm X telling you that the Muslims believe that they and we, the American Negro, are the fulfillment of biblical prophecy? See, so some of y'all might not know that, and don't listen to these other little dummies that just like asking a bunch of questions that ain't ever picked up a book. So just understand what I'm saying to you. You dig? Now let's hear more of this devil. He almost done.
God made slavery illegal through several white presidents, right? It worked, didn't it? They didn't protest.
I'm assuming he must be like a Mormon preacher or something. No shade to Mormons, but that second Nephi 5 and whatever is a beast. And then y'all turn around and tell people that shit ain't in there. Talking about black skins are cursed, and then he turned them black. Oh, it's not in there? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I still have the PDF of y'all a little bit before y'all change it. But I mean, this is your Bible. That Mormon Bible absolutely states that black skin is a curse. Now, the Bible, the books of Moses, would tell you the opposite color was actually the curse. Moses, being a dark man, put his hand inside his jacket and it came out white. You know what they also called that was leprosy. But we're not doing the Bible lesson for this evening. But we're just gonna give you some truth. And so I would say, especially for you little like I said, for those who are unlearned and unstudied, study to show yourself approved. And you know how people will know you're studied? Because you know what you're talking about. And you can educate people, and other people that have studied as well will be like, oh, I know what he's talking about. Not a bunch of prison yard babble. Well, you got to understand to understand, brother, because see, we're black, and black really ain't a color, because black is not a legal standing in the legal side of the law. See, Black's Law Dictionary tells you that black is not really recognizable in law. So if you're going to go to the court, you can't really get no reparation, because you can't ask for nothing, because you don't actually have status in the American system, brother. See, what you got to understand, you got to understand first. See, what you got to do is you got to change your natural state from what you are right now to what you need to be. See, you are a Moorish, a science. Well, you could be coming down to the Moorish Science Temple, and if you come down to the temple, then the Sultan will go ahead and school you and enlighten you on where you need to be and where you can progress, so we all can be one in this great fine establishment called Moorish Plebiscite Island. That whole line just got cut. Black don't mean that. Black don't have to mean nothing. Lineage means everything, and the blood running through our veins says it all. So miss us with all that lip flapping BS, because don't nobody need to hear and waste no time with that low level, low vibrational ass conversation about black ain't looked at in the court of law. You know what you have resorted your living to? You look in the mirror and actually believe that it is something in a court of law that makes you a person or not? Roll over and die now then. Because ain't no fight in you. You really can sit up here, look yourself in the mirror and tell you what, and I'm gonna let them identify me. And I guess I ain't gonna get nothing because I ain't gonna be playing by their rules. You got to be kidding. Woo-wee, you are not ready for the future. Stay behind. Moses got you. But us that are the Joshua generation, we understand what we have to do. And we have to be a unified thought. That's why the code is the leader. And the code being the leader ends up in your heart being law. So there's certain ways you will conduct yourself and certain ways you won't. And then you start understanding that there is absolutely honor in being classy. You don't have to be raunchy and ratchet. And you don't have to be out here experimenting with everything that the world is throwing at you that ain't never been in your culture before. It's time to tighten up. And it's time to leave a lot of these BSers, the what you gonna do's and what we need to do's individuals behind. Because they don't mean anybody any good. If you don't know the power of words, well, here's some words that you need to learn how to say. We are getting our reparations. We will receive justice, and we will see the end of the brutality of this systematic white supremacy. That's how you should be conducting yourselves, because that's what should be inside yourself. But if it's not, please don't come around us. Roland Martin got a spot for you. I'm sure there's a lot of, go hit up Byron Allen. Maybe he got something for you. I mean, because Tony the Vet should be coming up right now when we're doing all of that for Byron Allen. The fact that you didn't even tax that man is amazing. You let that man on your shit for free. He got a whole damn network. I mean, and you just played yourself. Miss me. You could miss me with that. No. So again, we are here and we ain't going nowhere. And they just gonna have to deal with it. Why? Because we do here believe in the truth. And we most definitely believe in the power of words, and powerful words being spoke into existence only creates reality. Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall. And let us rise. Can you dig it? Yes, indeedy. Keep in mind, moments ain't mores. Physics. Facts. Woo-wee. Now, for those of you blue no matter who's, especially the Roland Martins and all of you people who think you're going to come out around new black media and the grassroots and start trying to make us pivot. Well, first off, I'm going to need y'all to go do your TikTok dance and put your videos up on TikTok, and let's see that Biden ball bounce. At the Vote Blue No Matter Who party, boy, they be doing that Biden ball bounce, don't they? Yeah. Don't take nothing away. Don't rob them from their enjoyment. Woo-wee. Doing that Biden ball bounce. Now, with that being said, we ain't got no time for these theatrics and games and all these roundabout ways of undermining us. We're going to have to start giving some close attention to the people who are supposed to be representing us, like the Congressional Black Caucus and all of these other black politicians who now are going to try to be so vocal about affirmative action as if it has something to do with us. We need to be prepared to firmly push back about that. And salute to all of you who are already covering this topic and who will be covering this topic over this weekend. Blitz. Hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
So once again, if you're too slow to understand it, we are in an advanced conversation of black empowerment these days. And if you're still trying to bring the old tired stuff that you just learned or whatever temple, mosque, or church that you just rolled out of, or political think tank meeting that just sent you over here, well, first off, if you think that we won't spot you, so those are the things you have to absolutely understand. Because, see, around here, we understand the objective of the moment and of the day and of the future. And this is it.
We put it in the frame of reference. Everyone, when they talk about racism and white supremacy, should always start by saying that the focus, the objective should be replace white supremacy with justice. Those are the 5 basic words.
Those are the 5 basic words. And they don't ever come out of the Congressional Black Do Nothing Caucus's mouth, ever. Project Leroy, I see you in the house. What's going on, brother? So with that being said, Congressional Black Caucus, all of the Roland Martin wannabes and shall bees and who knows, and all you other vote blue, no matter who idiots out here that have agendas for all of these other groups. First off, let us inform you that we see you. We see you very clearly. And we know that you are no advocates of ours. So, for myself, us here at the Beatzilla PDX official show, the chat, the grassroots, voices of new black media, I would think it's safe to say that for all of you who believe you are about to get us to pivot off of our agenda and to strongly fight with other groups to undermine our claim, well, Congressional Black Caucus and all you other mothers, we dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Yes, indeed, family. Yes, indeed. So, again, I hope you guys have enjoyed this broadcast. Please like and share, reshare this broadcast. And for all y'all that are watching the replay, thank you for tuning in as well. I know that, other people got many things going on, or you might even be watching a different content creator right now, and that's fine. I thank all of you for your continued support and supporting all of these voices of new black media and making the call for the grassroots and having a place just for black thought and the people to be able to be accessible enough that all of y'all have so much of a connection with content creators that you know who people are. You probably even ran into some if you guys have made some of these events. So relationships getting forged, and you're getting a chance to meet and see that people are genuine and really about this life of empowerment. So I can't thank all the support enough. And like I said, not just for myself, but for others that I see y'all supporting, because this message has to get out regardless of who's getting it out. And we're going to press this thing forward like we always have been doing. And that's what we're supposed to do. So that being said, please like and share this video. Like I said, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at BeatZillaPDX. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket by way of donation, you could definitely do so at Cash App $BeatZillaPDX. That is Cash App $BeatZillaPDX. Also, we have PayPal, which is Zilla Muzak. That is ZillaMuzak at PayPal. And, let me be clear. I have no hatred for no individual. What I am advocating is solely for the benefit of my group. If any other agenda is in the way of that, then you will see us react. Because that's what we're supposed to do, because that's being on code. Family, y'all have a blessed weekend. Have a safe weekend. Stay black. Stay vigilant. Stay alive. Always keep your 3 smooth stones of truth at the ready. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. Have a blessed weekend.
When you know who Satan is,
Yes, sir.
You don't have to kill him, no. The stone of truth. See, that's what you throw.
Right.
Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.